Welcome to Life Devotions. I'm Robert Mosbach. A great man in the Bible, his name was Jonah. He had been serving the Lord for 34 years, ministering his word. One of the things that I think was hard for him is that he didn't see much fruit. He didn't see much results because people had grown hard and indifferent and were busy with their own lives and not thinking much about God. And sometimes without us realizing it, we can be influenced by the environment that we live in. And all of a sudden, the word of the Lord came to Jonah and asked him to go to Nineveh to preach to 120,000 people that were living in a terrible situation. And instead of Jonah jumping to the occasion and being enthusiastic to be given a mission from heaven, a calling from God, he went on holiday. He went the opposite direction. And he got himself into a terrible storm. And in that storm, he started to realize, man, life isn't worth living unless I'm doing the will of God. And friends, sometimes we start waking up to the realization, unless we're doing the will of God, life isn't worth living. Unless we're living for His purpose and plans for our lives, then life isn't worth living. But when you live for the purposes of God and you're doing those things that please Him, it makes everything in life start sparkling. Everything in life starts becoming worthwhile living for because you start appreciating that all these good things are given in life to assist us in living a life that serves God's plan and purpose. And Jonah was thrown overboard and God was merciful. It was a scary mercy because he was swallowed up by a fish. And in the belly of that fish, Jonah did something. Or should I say, in the most dire moment of his life, he did something. And we all have times in our lives when it looks most dire. What do we do at a time like that? I'll read you what Jonah did. This is what the scripture says. O Lord my God, you have snatched me from the yawning jaws of death. When I had lost all hope, I turned my thoughts once more to you, O Lord. Those who turn their backs on you, turn their backs on all the mercies awaiting them from you. What did Jonah do at that moment that was so dire? He turned himself to God. He started to think about God. What does God want from my life? What does God plan? And all of a sudden, that mission that God had for him, that plan that God had for him became worth everything. And he cried out to God in prayer. And the Lord heard him from that belly of that fish and caused that fish to go right in the direction he was supposed to go. And he was let loose from that situation and was able to fulfill the mission God had for him. And this is what I want to encourage you with today. Whatever's gotten you off track or maybe delayed you or distracted you, God is ready to get you on track. God is ready to get you on time. God's ready to get you in position. Come on, be encouraged today. Don't think, oh, it's all hopeless. I should have had it. I could have had it. I've made wrong choices. I've gone the wrong direction. You know, if you humble your heart like Jonah and turn your thoughts towards the Lord and cry out to Him and say, Father, help me. I want to do your plan for my life. I want to fulfill your purpose for my existence. Here I am, Lord. I promise you, God will turn the situation for you like He did for Jonah. And before you know it, you are headed the right direction. Things will start going your way and success will start clothing every part of your life because you're in the plan and purpose for God. You know, I believe what Jesus said. Jesus said, when you're in God's will, in other words, when you're right with Him and doing what He's planned for you, all the things we need in this life start going our way. I believe often the things don't go our way when we don't go God's way. But when we're going God's way, He will cause all things to go our way as well. He will work all things together for our good. So be encouraged. This is your day for things to come back into position.